start. Good morning. Starting a couple minutes early today, but I think that's okay. I'm Reverend Nikki Norman, and our service leader today is our own Reverend Dr. Lori Whittemore. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Saco in Biddeford. We also want to welcome those that are joining us on YouTube, and we encourage you to have a candle or a chalice to light when we light ours in a few moments. Whoever you are, wherever you come from, whomever you love, we're glad that you're with us today. The theme for the month of March is transformation. We invite you to carry that theme with you as you're with us today and into your daily life when you leave here today. We strive to be a green sanctuary. This gives roots and wings to our vision of a world where all people build toward a sustainable future and make reverence, gratitude, and care for the living earth central to our lives. We want to acknowledge that our building sits on the land of the Wabanaki Confederation, which includes the Abenaki, Micmac, Maliseet, Passamaquoddy, and Penobscot nations. We invite you to take home the order of service for information and announcements, or feel free to leave it for recycling as you exit the sanctuary. There will be a social hour in the parish hall after the service, so follow the crowd.
words for lighting our chalice. This is our sacred promise to gather together in peace, to seek truth in love, to serve human need, so that all shall grow in harmony with the divine. As it is for the day, I shook things up and moved the lighting of the chalice, which probably wasn't a good day to do it. And I'm so glad to see you all here, even though we lost an hour or we gained an hour. Welcome to this place, made sacred by your presence. Welcome to this time when we join our voices and spirits together in joy and sorrow. Welcome to this community where we live our principles as best we can, as often as we are able, as humans being humans. Welcome to this place. We are glad that you're here. And now please join me as you're able and sing hymn 404, What Gift Can We Bring?
Now, I'd like to stand and greet your neighbor.
Oh, no, we're not. Oh, be joyful, oh, be jubilant, put your sorrows far away. Come rejoice and sing together this happy day. Oh, be joyful, oh, be happy on this day. Oh, be joyful, oh, be joyful, oh, be joyful on this happy day. Oh, be joyful, oh, be jubilant, put your sorrows far away. Come rejoice and sing together this happy day. Oh, be joyful, be jubilant, put your sorrows far away. Oh, be happy on this day. Oh, be joyful, oh, be joyful, oh, be joyful on this happy day. Oh, be joyful, oh, be jubilant, put your sorrows far away. Come rejoice and sing together this happy day. Oh, be joyful, oh, be happy on this day.
Okay, now it's time for joys and concerns. Lori and I were laughing this morning. It's just one of those weird mornings where things are get a little out of sync. So this is the time in our service when we invite folks to come forward and share what's in their hearts, either something joyful or maybe something kind of heavy on folks' heart. No political statements or announcements, please. Just come forward, give us your name, light a candle if you wish, and share your joy or sorrow with us.
My name is Janine, and I lit a candle this morning because for all those living with cancer. And I also have a big thank you to the Dempsey Center that is so supportive and gives so much kindness and joy to the people that are living with cancer and their caregivers and offer so much.
What an appropriate song this morning. I am full of joy. Please share with me in welcoming my new grandson. He was born, yes. So, yes, it's my first grandchild. I have another grandchild, and he's my guy. It's my son's girlfriend's little guy. And so now, yes, he was born on Friday morning. So thank you for thinking of him, keeping him in your prayer. His name is Samuel Raymond Jr. And also I lit a candle for my growing family.
Hi, I'm Ellie. I'm going to light a candle for lots of things this morning. Yesterday or Friday, I was talking to my best friend, and she's so good about creating space for me to dump when there are moments like that. And this week, my life felt like a country song. So my brother's really sick and has been facing with kidney failure, but on the good side, he didn't need dialysis Friday, so I'm holding him in hopefulness. And my husband has been dealing with dizziness and inner ear issues, and this week I just know that ENT is going to call with that canceled appointment that he can take. And then the third part is not so easily turned around. One of our dogs has got a tumor on her spleen and liver, and so we just want to help her be as comfortable as possible in her last weeks with us. So with all that said, my daily read yesterday reminded me that I can't be in sorrow and gratitude at the same time. So I am grateful for all the blessings in my life, just holding all of the sorrows in my heart.
Good morning. I'm Sandy, and I have a great joy, a great surprise this morning because a friend from Alfred Parish Church, Pat, is here to come to worship with us, and I'm very happy to see her.
Hello, my name is Bo. I think most of you know me. I have been going through smoking cessation for nicotine. I'm about 6 to 7 weeks in, one more step down, and then I go to 0, which is a big joy for me. Also, a preemptive apology. I am extremely crabby all the time. I hate everybody. I isolate constantly. I've dropped everything off my schedule, but this is the most important thing I've done since I picked up a cigarette when I was 18. And I think I'm gonna get there. So, just bear with me. Thank you.
You are going to get there.
Good morning. I'm Doreen Spirito. I lit a candle for Jean Horton, our dear member, who's had a difficult week, but she seems to be coming along, and she's home from the hospital.
I have several candles to light. The first candle I'm going to get trouble for because it's our own Nikki's birthday. So I've lit a candle for Nikki, who we love. And this morning also, I'm going to light candles for all the new people who are joining us because it gives me such joy that they're here and that they're formally going to be a part of us. So this one, I'm lighting for Teague. Teague, hello. This one I'm lighting for Matt Hokinson. Hi, Matt. Good to see you this morning. This one I'm lighting for Kelsey Holt. Here we go. I forget that this gets really full. Morning, Kelsey. This one I'm lighting for Sandra Hendrickson. I don't want to set myself on fire. Hi, Sandra. Sandy. Good to see you. I'm lighting this one for James. And James, I can't say your last name, so this is just for you. Welcome. And the same is true for John. So good morning, John. Welcome, John B. We are so delighted you're here. You've already made our community that much better, and I'm delighted that you're joining us this morning.
And I have a joy this morning. Steve and Jim are doing very well, and Steve said they will come back to church one of these days. I believe it. I went to the theater with Jim on Thursday night, and he's really coming along very well. Conversation flowed very easily, so I'm delighted to report that. So I'm going to light a candle. So let's just take a moment to hold in our hearts the things that we've heard.
You know, Melissa was hiding behind a head, so I gotta go light a candle for Melissa. I feel terrible, Melissa. Hi, Melissa. See right here? I couldn't see you through the... Phew, phew.
Our story for all ages today is called We Are Better Together. And I'm not going to sit on the steps. I think I could sit down, but my new knees don't allow me yet to get up very gracefully. So I'm just going to sit right here, I think. This is by Bill McKibben. The human game is a team sport. It took a band, a clan, a community to raise humans to adulthood. We hunted together in groups. With our complex language, we're able to keep track of one another. And when we work together, we can do incredible things. We can harness the power of the sun. We can reforest the land. Well, I don't know how well people can see these pictures, but they're really lovely. We can explore the farthest reaches of space, and looking back, we can see how we're changing our planet. It's a beautiful, fragile place worthy of protection. We can accept with grace that each of us has a moment and a place, that our humanness is important. We have tools to allow us to stand up to the powerful and the reckless. We know the value of love. It's love that works to feed the hungry. It's love that comes together in defense of sea turtles and sea ice and all else around us that is good. It's love that lets each of us see we're not the most important thing on earth, and it makes us okay with that. It's love that welcomes us imperfect into the world. We live on an unbearably beautiful planet, a planet that needs us humans to play together, to cooperate. We're capable of acting together to do remarkable things. So we'd best get started. And now please stand as you're able and join us in singing hymn 124, Be That Guide.
Be that God who moves the saints, rise above the
Often, people say they love coming to a place with so many like-minded people. And I know what they're getting at. And I know that they're not getting it quite right. I don't want to just be with a bunch of people who think just like me. I want to be in a beloved community where I don't have to think like everyone else to be loved, to be eligible for salvation. I want to be with people who value compassion, justice, love, and truth, though they have different thoughts and opinions about all sorts of things. I want to be with independent-minded people of good heart. I want to be with people who have many names and no name at all for God. I want to be with people who see in me goodness and dignity, who also see my failings and foibles, and who still love me. I want to be with people who feel their interconnection with all existence and let it guide their footfalls upon the earth. I want to be with people who see life as a paradox and don't always rush to resolve it. I want to be with people who are willing to walk the tightrope that is life and who will hold my hand as I walk mine. I want to be with people who let church call them into a different way of being in the world. I want to be with people who support, encourage, and even challenge each other to higher and more ethical living. I want to be with people who inspire one another to follow the call of the Spirit. I want to be with people who covenant to be honest, engaged, and kind, who strive to keep their promises and hold me to the promises I make. I want to be with people who give of themselves, who share their hearts and minds and gifts. I want to be with people who know that human community is often warm and generous, sometimes challenging and almost always a grand adventure. In short, I want to be with people like you.
So let's talk about your lived experience of church. And this is a bit of a throwback to a conversation we had the last time people joined, but I think it's really good, so I'm going to share it again here. It applies very well to a time of welcoming new members. It is a great time for you who have been here a while to take a bit of an inventory about why you come every Sunday, actually. In theory, you are here today by your own choosing, without the threat of force. Bless you. You got up, you took some sustenance, you threw on some clothes, you decided this was where you were going to come and spend some time this morning. You choose to come here on Sundays, you choose to take part in the matters of the church and in what matters for the church. And why did you choose to do this? Why do people join churches anyway? As I've said in the past, I turn again to my greatest source of wisdom, a Facebook link that came to me. To join a church is to commit to a social circle you do not get to choose and can, therefore, show you whether your spirituality is crap or not, because you have to, in theory, remain in right relationship with the people you do not necessarily agree with or even relate to. Joining a church is a way of practicing among a small group of people over a significant period of time what you would like the world to be. To join a church is to resist all traditional loyalties to state, party, culture, family, or affinity group in an act of loyalty to a group that transcends all natural categories. Joining a church organizes your financial priorities around supporting an inclusive community for vulnerable people that you actually have to live with. To join a church is to cultivate an environment, unlike your home, work, or play, where your life is not measured according to any other purpose or goal than to discover and enjoy your own humanity. Discover and enjoy your own humanity. To join a church is to cultivate an imagination for how your unique talents and creative potential can be offered on purpose for love instead of for money. Joining a church is a life lesson in how to deal with difficult people without retaliating, dehumanizing, or running away in desperate hope of not becoming a difficult person yourself. Now, you may have other reasons for joining and or participating in church, but these ideas I shared speak to a living way of being in church, a living way of being in community with one another. These speak to a lively community and a life-giving community. I offer these words for you to consider this morning. Perhaps I should have called you ahead of time and offered them before you showed up so you had a better way of making the decision to come. 6 others of us have decided they too want to enter the living tradition of this church, difficult people and all. We have met many of you. We've gotten involved in the work of the church with you. We have worshiped with you. And as we enter into the life of the church and into your lives, I invite you, the members of UUCSB, to commit yourselves to offer your full selves, your honesty, your friendship, and your vulnerability. And now I'm going to invite our new members to come down and sit in the front row, and I'm going to ask them questions. Where's the... Oh. So James, do you want to come up? James, will you come up? I don't want to ask if you want to because you might change your mind. James, welcome. I want to ask you this morning why you came to church the first time.
Basically, it had to do with a person who reads a book with me that, in a group that I read with, and as you get to meet each other over time, you find out what religions they belong to, and I wasn't familiar with this particular one, so I looked it up, and I liked what I read. You know, how basically what you guys have just been speaking about, how we can all be, I guess take our journey together towards, you know, whatever the ultimate goal is, and you know, we can support each other on that journey without. And learn from each other, but not worry about, you know, hate or any divisiveness on that journey. You know, we can just share and grow. So, yeah.
That's a good answer. Thank you. Why'd you come back?
Because that's what I found here.
Excellent. So what do you hope will change for you by joining, if anything?
Well, joining is just formalizing, you know, being here, but I think the change is just going to be a slow progress as I learned, like a few weeks ago, all the different functions that all of you do, Travis, and you know, every one of you, all these different duties that you have, and how we support each other as a community, and eventually me just slowly integrating myself and finding my spot within that community to help it, which is one of the important reasons for me even coming to church to begin with. So,
Thank you very much. Thanks for being first. Yes, stay close. We're going to do more stuff. Matt. I know, I feel like we're all going to hear the same question, but Matt, why did you come the first time?
So as a family, we were trying to figure out what sort of communities we could join. And having grown up in the area, I was aware of some of the communities and some of the churches that existed, but hadn't really known about this one so much. And because this is what I do, we headed to the internet and figured out what other churches and communities existed. And we stumbled on this one. And like James said, everything I read seemed to align pretty clearly with what our family was trying to achieve and joining a community. So, yeah.
Excellent. Good answer. So what do you anticipate, or what do you want to get out of becoming a church member? That kind of feels weird, but I'm going to ask you that anyway.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I feel like I'm cheating a little bit because both of the sort of, I guess, reading and what you were saying kind of aligns with what exactly I was thinking. But some of it, I think, well, as a family with 2 young kids, one of which is a questioning 9-year-old, he was starting to ask some pretty interesting questions, and both Kelsey and I realized that a lot of our answers were based on our own sort of religious upbringings, but we didn't have that community for the family. So that's simply just one of them. And then maybe another one would be having a group of other people that's not family holding me and I guess our family accountable for, I don't know, the spirituality or morals that we say we have. It's very easy to sit at home and say, this is what I believe and this is what I'm going to do. It's another thing to have like a community and group ensuring that you're acting that way.
Well said. You get to preach next Sunday. Zandy, you're next. I feel like by the time we get to the end, you guys will be like, oh, what he said. Right? Sandy, why did you first come to our church?
Well, I've been a Unitarian decades ago, and I've been in a number of different denominations. And I decided I wanted to go back to the UU church. So I attended, I won't name names, some other local UU churches, and didn't feel like it was a good fit. And then someone at one of the churches, believe it or not, suggested I come here. And so I did. And within 3 weeks, I had signed the book. And it's a very welcoming committee for new members. And I appreciate a lot of people giving me nice support in the beginning, making me feel welcome. And I think that cemented my desire to join this congregation, as well as meeting you and having a very interesting conversation that then brought us right back to, where's the book I want to sign?
Well, so what do you hope will be your journey while you're here?
I'm in the process of thinking about that, but I'd like to join one of the committees, perhaps the caring committee. I'm not sure. I'd like to go to that committee meeting and see what that's all about. But whatever I do, I'd like to feel like I'm donating or contributing something to this community, because I'm getting a lot back.
Thank you so much. Welcome.
Thank you.
You're Antique. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, so I looked up this place shortly after we moved to Biddeford, which was about 3.5 years ago. So you guys had a different reverend, or what is the word that you use? Minister, thank you. And I'm not sure how long it took me after. I think, yeah. So definitely the first time I attended was online. And I really liked the service a lot. And then I think the first time I came in person was a while after that. And I was impressed again. And then I attended online a few times again. And after the switch, after you came, I think the first time I came, you didn't speak that week, because we have guests, and then the first time I came back and heard you, I just sort of felt like, okay, this feels like very much like home. I've been involved in UU churches when I was a tween and a teen, and that was through my father, who passed away in 2015. But he was a really wonderful example when it came to things like this. He was kind of a hippie. And yeah, and I think also the first time I came with Tess, just how welcoming everyone has been to her has been really amazing. Yeah.
And we love Tess, just so you know. So what are you hoping to get from being a member here?
Yeah, I really want to build relationships and try to give back in any small ways that I can. And it's so, seeing my daughter have relationships with all of you is just so great.
I love when she grocery shops. That's my favorite. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much and welcome. We'll move to this side, shake it up a bit. Melissa, I'm sorry I forgot you before. Melissa. I know, sorry. But see, now you've heard everybody else's, so it's much easier, right? Oh, yeah, that would be that would be right on par for today. So, how did you first find your way to us?
Yes, so I've been in UU for many years, and my first UU home was in Chapel Hill in North Carolina. And since then, I've been trying to find a UU home, and this is going to make me teary. And the first time I came here, it felt so welcoming. Betsy and Donna were here and welcoming me. It was lovely. Brian was here. It was just a very welcoming place, and I felt like I found my church home again.
I don't want to take it away from you, but the first time I walked through the door and Betsy and Donna greeted me, I felt like it was home too, just so you know. So I share that with you. So what brought you back? Why did you decide to come a second time?
So I felt so welcome the first time. I felt like this was a place where I could continue to build my spiritual home and community. And I came here before I put an offer on my house, because I wanted to make sure that this was a place where I could really put my roots. And so that happened.
Yeah, I've never heard of somebody finding a church and then finding a house. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That says a lot, doesn't it? Yeah.
I was getting ready to put an offer on the house. I was getting ready to put an offer on the house, but I really needed to make sure that this was going to be a place I could be.
So, what do you hope to get out of church?
Oh boy. I guess what I hope to get out of church is, again, community and just a sense of living my values and putting my faith into action.
Nice. Yes. Kelsey Holt. Good morning. So, I'm not even going to ask you what first brought you here, because I suspect it was Matt, right?
Well, actually,
were you driving?
I brought him here.
Oh, it wasn't? Oh. Okay, all right. Well, then let me start over. What first brought you to church?
Yes, so Teague and I are in a local moms chat group, and I had known of the existence of this church for a little while, and then Teague's description of her experience here kind of was the next push, the next step to come. And so the first time I came was with Nadine. It was just the two of us. And yes, it was, I remember Donna being at the door, and similar experience that I just felt so, it was just so much love and welcoming right away through the door. And Lori Sivanen came up and said, all religions are welcome here, all beliefs and faith. Like right away, it was like, it's open. So, and yes, and then I had Matt and Lucas come for Christmas Eve.
It's a good service to choose for sure. So why did you come back?
I came back because I liked how I felt here. The things that feel good feel familiar, or the things that feel familiar feel good. I think both ways. And also, I felt like I was able to, like can I link in what I'm looking for a little bit too? I think I was starting to find what I was looking for, which is a place to have like contemplative practice, whatever that means for every individual and whatever that means for me on that day, and to do it in a group setting, not do it alone. And then my kids feel really comfortable here, which is a big deal. That's really everything. So, yeah.
That is everything. Did I ask you? Okay. Are you okay? All right. John, you've got all the answers now, so. Yes. So what first brought you to Saco Biddeford UUCSB?
Well, I'm still wondering about that. No. In a session with my counselor, she suggested in terms of connections to maybe try a church group. And I don't know why, but you came to my mind first. And it would be such a big departure from my religious upbringing, and it's worked out very well. So I guess that's it.
So why did you come back after the first time?
Well, I think, like everyone else said, it's so welcoming, and you feel so comfortable, and people are very, should I say, very well-informed, intelligent, questioning, and get together. I mean, work together.
So what do you hope to get out of the church?
Besides free coffee? I think a place of comfort, peace, quieting the mind, and using that energy in a good way, and being open to what's coming.
Wonderful. All right. Have a seat. Thank you. Thanks, everybody, for sharing honestly about your experience here. I'm going to have you stay here for a minute. Say a few words, then we're going to do something fun. Oops. You'll see in a minute. Here in this church, human beings have gathered for centuries seeking a higher purpose and a deeper meaning in their life than they could find alone. They have sought and they seek transformation. We are grateful today for you who have found your way here, however you've done that. We hope that as a member of this church, you will allow yourselves to know and be known, to minister and be ministered to love and be loved. By this congregation, you will be transformed and will transform us with your presence. We never really know what combination of fate and friendship and good luck it is to bring certain people together in the world for any purpose. But we believe that membership in the church calls each of us here to celebrate the fate that has drawn us all together and to regard each other as a spiritual friend and a potential teacher and even occasional hard lesson teacher. The relationships we form in our church are based on the needs of the soul that render us as vulnerable and therefore reliant on each other's grace and goodness and generosity of spirit As members of this church, you are asked to be guardians of each other's spirits, to respect the ultimate privacy of each one of our human struggles, and to believe in each one's inherent dignity. As members of this congregation, you will know that you can always rely on the wisdom of our covenant, which reminds us of one true purpose in being together. Will the congregation please rise and join together with our newest church members in affirming the covenant found in the order of service? Does everybody have that? All right. In the bonds of fellowship and love, we unite to cultivate reverence, to promote spiritual growth and ethical commitment, to minister to each other's needs and to those of humanity, to celebrate the sacred moments of life's passage, and to honor the holiness and welcome you to this community with all our hearts. And now we're going to extend the hand of friendship. So if the new members will come up here and turn around, and then I invite the congregation starting from here to circle around and extend the friend. The friend of handship, the hand of friendship, and if you're not comfortable shaking, a fist bump will do. So please feel free to have a seat in the front row or go back to wherever you want to go. And I think it's important to point out before we take the offering this morning that more than a third of the people present here today have been members less than 2 years. More than a third of the people. Isn't that wonderful? Well, and yeah, I mean, I know what that means is there's a lot of people that aren't here, but it's also daylight savings time, so, I give them a lot of grace for that. So now is the time in our service where we gather to take the offering. We gather together as a community. We bring the gifts of ourselves and our hearts and our spirits and our time and our energy, our talents and skills to support the work of this church here within our walls and out in the larger community. We also bring a gift of generosity, giving what we have for the work of the church to continue. As always, half our offering today is sent out into the larger community to support the work of an agency or organization that's making a difference in the world. This month, we're sharing our offering with Maine Reentry Network. And if you remember what Bruce said from last week, he'd like us to keep that local. And he's agreed that Esther House might be a good place for us to share our plate this month. If you're watching from home, donations may be made through the Give button at the top of our webpage, uuchurchsacobiddeford.com, or checks can be mailed to UUCSB 60 School Street, Saco. This morning's offering will now be received. Please join me in the words of extinguishing our chalice. As we release this flame from its faithful service today, we allow the spark in each of us to burn on, to warm our passion, to fire our delight, to light our paths today, tomorrow, and always. And remain standing and sing with us hymn number 101, Abide With Me. In this religious community, we reach back into the past to honor those who came before us and those who have given much, so that we may be here today. And we reach forward with hands of welcome to embrace those who have newly joined our fellowship. Whenever you are weary or worn, may you find comfort in this community. Wherever your path may take you, may you carry the good news you have heard here today with you in your heart and on your lips as a blessing to everyone that you may meet.
We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know within, and we'll get there, heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. It will be hard, we know, and the road will be rocky and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. We are going. Heaven knows where we are going, but we know within, and we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. Oh yeah, yeah. 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 Oh yeah, yeah.
Our service is now concluded. Thank you so much for joining us. Please join us in the parish hall for coffee.